Oh, boy. We just Food Fridays ourselves.
What did we have?
We had that delicious soup that you made.
That's right.
And salad.
Yeah, butternut squash with some vegetables and turkey in it.
Oh.
Little fall-like stew.
I feel like Friday's episode.
And then I stopped at Whole Foods and made a salad from the salad bar and just cut that shit in half for us. It's kind of nice. I like bringing in, I cook at home and I'll cook, you can't really, it's hard to cook for one person.
It really is.
And there's always so many leftovers. So I love the fact that I can bring them in here and we can have them for lunch the next day. And then it doesn't sit in my refrigerator for a week. And
I'll eat almost anything.
Almost. Pretty close. It's impressive.
Unless it's white.
Yeah, white and creamy.
But we're going to get it all warmed up right after this.
Are we ready to begin?
Good morning!
My name is Misty.
Come on, Ike, it's time.
We would be honored if you would join us.
The greatest adventure of all time.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Come on, let's get into character.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Oh, come on!
We're warming it up.
Warming it up. I don't know why that is right there. I normally leave that in the other room.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I don't like to. I like to be present when I'm here.
Because your ringtone is spooky.
It's Harry Potter. It's the theme song. And people love it out in public.
Yeah.
I've been in so many stores and my phone started ringing and people are like, oh, Harry Potter!
Yeah.
And they get so excited.
I think I'd like to get the
it.
X-Files ringtone.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I was just reading this morning about a new show that David Duchovny's in.
What is it?
It's called The Chair. It's he just makes a guest appearance, I guess, in the 5th episode. But it's Sandra Oh from formerly Grey's Anatomy and Killing Eve. She is a Asian chair, a dean at a college, at a very Ivy League college, and she's a woman, and she's Asian. So it's a very unique situation.
Yep.
And it kind of goes through the trials and tribulations of, her being this new dean person in this role. And there's an episode, apparently, David Duchovny was supposed to come and give a speech or something.
As himself?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, you know that he has a PhD, fell very short of having a PhD in, I want to say creative writing. He's put out several novels. He's a novelist.
I did not know that.
He's also a musician.
Yeah.
Does a lot of things to keep himself busy. But it's kind of based on him and the fact that coming back as a writer who fell short of getting his PhD at an Ivy League college. I want to say that he went to Yale.
Oh.
Originally.
Oh, Yale, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a very cool character.
He's an interesting dude.
He is a very interesting dude.
I told you about the time I blew him off.
You did, and it just really disappoints me to know that you did that.
I didn't realize I was doing it.
Oh, man.
Did you see that thing earlier? I think it might have been on another one of Sick Vic's memes. If not, I'm not sure who gets credit, but about Keanu Reeves. He was going to the rap party for a movie that he just finished, and it was raining outside, and he just waited in line outside in the rain for 20 minutes, and the bouncer didn't recognize him.
That man is too pure for this world.
Yeah.
He really is just one of the most down-to-earth, kind-hearted humans.
Yeah.
That's a celebrity out there.
I'd love to produce his podcast. That sounded dirty. I said it.
I was like, I would normally say that. I'd like to produce his podcast.
Boy, I'd produce the shit out of his podcast.
Shit out of his podcast. Yeah. Keanu Reeves, David Duchovny. I mean, we can keep talking about hot, interesting dudes for this whole warm up if you want.
It's Sunday morning. Let's warm it up with some hot dudes.
All right. Who else do we want to talk about that's hot and interesting?
Well, we got a hot, interesting guy coming up this week.
The Greatest Showman.
Huge
Ackman.
Huge Ackman.
Huge Ackman. I'm excited about that because I will tell you, I was not a huge fan of the X-Men movies when they initially came out, but during Pandy, I decided to give it another shot.
Got to give it a go.
And I gave it a go, and I have a whole new appreciation for them.
Yeah.
And for Wolverine and the whole thing. And I also am not a huge musicals fan.
Oh.
So I know you are.
Boy, oh boy.
I myself am not big into musicals. And I did not watch The Greatest Showman when it came out at all. And all the hype, like everyone's like, it's so good. And I'm like, whatever, musicals. Pfft. My friend Tracy invited me over to her home one night, and she has like a projector in the backyard, and she did an outdoor movie night, and we had like a shrimp boil, and her husband, who's Italian, like cooked up all this ridiculous food, and we watched The Greatest Showman. And obviously, being a guest at someone's house, you can't be like, I hate musicals.
You can, but
you seem like a giant dickhole.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, here goes this 2 hours of my life. And I sat down and I loved it.
Yes.
So good.
It was really good. The story of how the two guys wrote the music is insane.
I've not heard that, so we can talk about that during the episode.
It's big. Yeah, it's short. They wrote it on a plane.
Thanks for ruining it. I'm sure there was some more to that story.
You know, a movie is a cultural icon when my mom hears about it and loves it.
That's true. That's true.
Like she loves that movie.
You have definitely opened my eyes a bit to musicals, because there will be times that I'll come in here into the studio and you have Spotify on at your desk and you're listening to Hamilton singing. And I always was just like, oh God. And now like I find myself singing along with you. I'm like, okay, this isn't all bad.
I like 2 songs on the Hamilton soundtrack. It's the same dude.
Yeah.
Because I want to play. I want to play that part.
Yeah, and you like that inflection that he uses.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
And he's in the HBO, no, Amazon, whatever platform Hamilton's streaming on right now, in the live early video recorded version. He's spitting all over himself. He's just got drool coming out of his mouth.
Can't do that shit these days. Sometimes I feel really bad because there are very specific genres of things that I have just shunned as a whole. And they're very culturally relevant. And I just often just like shut down on them. Adult cartoons.
Okay.
Like The Simpsons, Family Guy, all that shit. I have tried.
Yeah.
And like there are certain episodes or certain parts of episodes of South Park that I'm like, oh, that's funny. I would never dedicate my brain space to it when I didn't have to be watching it.
I mean, specifically, South Park's never resonated with me, but like the people that grew up watching it are still
watching it.
And it's like, don't you grow out of it ever?
Right.
I don't know.
That,
who's The Simpsons being made for now? They must have had to like generations of fans.
Yeah. I don't. Like I said, it's just not something that I want to dedicate my brain space to.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather something that stimulates my brain a bit more. And maybe that stimulates those people's brains.
Well, now that you're into weed, I would invite you to watch.
I would invite you like, now you're into weed.
Yeah.
Smoke once and you're a fucking pothead,
right.
Misty.
You fuck one pig. Sorry.
My other one is little kids movies. Like cartoony, like Disney, Pixar movies like that. A lot of people I know that are adults are like, oh, did you see Rio? And I'm like, why would I watch that?
I enjoy them.
I don't have children.
I like anything with a high production value. So if they're going to spend $50 million making an animated film,
yeah,
or like anything that comes out on Disney Plus is $100 million movie now.
Well, yeah.
So like when they
just like don't.
Yeah,
I'm like there are so many other things that I would rather watch than cartoons.
Like Lost for the 8th time.
I've only watched Lost all the way through twice. Once when it was on, and once during pandemic.
That's like a literal week of your life.
Okay, yeah. It made me think.
About what?
Beauty and the Beast doesn't make me think.
Well, listen.
Like it just doesn't. Ooh, that's another one. Live action remakes of Disney shit.
The best.
Fuck off.
Dude, Mulan, you have to watch Mulan.
Nope.
Okay.
Not a chance.
Fine. You're not into female empowerment. That's cool.
Oh, I'm plenty into female empowerment and real females, real human females.
It is a real live action movie.
Yeah, but it's based on something that's not. I just don't care.
She was told no because she was a girl, and then she did it anyway, and then she was
Good for
really
Mulan.
good at it.
Right on.
She actually had to pretend like she was a boy for a little while, but whatever.
Oh, yeah. See? Nothing problematic about that, is there?
No, to get into the military. Let's not shit on Disney. They're doing great. They make some of your favorite movies. They own Marvel.
Well, now they didn't. My favorite movies didn't start by being owned by them.
Really? Marvel was just its own company?
No. How long ago did they buy them?
I don't know. You got the internet right in front of you.
You are correct. I do.
Here's my favorite meme of the week. You'll appreciate this.
Okay, tell me.
It's the guy who played Superman.
Henry Cavill.
Yep, standing next to
Jason.
Ben Affleck.
Oh, it's
And
a different one then.
yeah, it's recent, and it says, "How did you get Sony to give you the rights to Spider-Man?" And then it says, under Batman's character Ben Affleck, it says Disney on his chest, and he says, "I bought Sony."
Yes, like the scene where he says, "Here's your house back," and he's like, "How did you talk the bank into selling it back to you?" He's like, "I bought the bank."
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you are partially correct and partially not.
I know.
The first Marvel movie that I have a thing for that started my love of this was Iron Man, which came out in 2008. Mm-hmm. Disney did not buy Marvel until the end of 2009. So, suck it.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of them, yes, but what started my love, no.
Did you know the backstory behind the seed money that started Marvel?
Tell me.
Oh, okay. Where do you think they got the money?
To start Marvel?
Yeah.
From comic books.
Okay.
No, legit, you asked me a question that's in my head, I would go comic books.
The Marvel movie department.
Oh, well, I don't know. I just figured that Stan Lee had a whole bunch of money.
Oh, Stan Lee's one of the brokest people in Hollywood.
Well, when he died, because his kids took all of his money through a conservatorship. Yes.
Well, he also...
He amassed a giant fortune during pivotal parts of his career.
Yeah, but he sold the rights off to all the Marvel stuff in the 70s, right?
I don't think all of it, but part of it. But continue. Tell me about the seed money.
I was just making this shit up.
You are a horrible person.
All right. I think we're warm now, huh?
I'm warm. Warm mad.
We got red on fire here, folks. Stay tuned tomorrow for our fantastic episode about the Great Chicken Fire. It's just read that as the Great Chicken.
The Great Chicken Fire.
The Great Chicken Fire of Chicago. Oh, what if it was just chickens that burned? That'd be so funny. When we were eating lunch just a minute ago, Misty was like, "This salad has chicken and eggs in it. Isn't that weird?"
So weird to me when I'm eating a salad and I'm like eating things that are the entire evolutionary scale of an animal. Eggs into pieces of chicken.
And lettuce is what they eat.
Right. I'm like, I've literally eaten this chicken throughout its entire life. It's weird to me. I don't know. And I think about it every time I eat a salad that has them both on it. I'm like, this is so weird. This poor chicken. Like, all of it.
You know that the chicken that you're eating didn't lay the egg that you're eating.
I know, but in my head it did.
Have you ever had a chicken from the egg?
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up primarily on my grandparents' farm when I was a kid. Yeah.
Like that chicken laid eggs that morning. You killed the chicken that day. You ate the chicken that night with the eggs. Okay.
Killing chickens is a very brutal. It's not something for little kids to see, just so you know.
Well, it's gotten different. Now there's these metal cones. You put them in upside down. They're safe. And then you just slit their throats and let them drain out. But
I don't know if you've ever seen a chicken get its head cut off and the rest of the body continue to hop around.
That's weird.
Because that shit happens.
That's the old archaic way of doing it.
Which we did when I was a kid.
Of course, because you're so old.
Fucking.
We swore a lot on this episode.
I swore a lot because you made me mad a lot.
All right, folks.
You're trying to ruin my Sunday.
Stick around. We're going to ruin this whole week. Stick around.
We sure are.
For tomorrow's episode on the Great Chicago Chicken Fire. And since it's not Friday,
we'll see you tomorrow.